Right now at 6, a Joplin business kicks off a winter axe throwing tournament.
And it's a bit chilly outside. Once again, we'll get a little more melting done, though, today. Take a look at that forecast. Get you out the door coming up.
Plus, a new Whitetails and Wildlife Museum hopes to boost tourism in the small town of Humboldt, Kansas.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is Monday. It is January, and it is the 13th day thereof. Almost a full 2 weeks into 2025.
Yes, we're just about there.
We got a pretty decent snow. That wasn't bad, wasn't too crazy. It was fantastic.
Not super dangerous out on the road. It cleared up really nicely.
It did. It really did, and it was a nice wet snow, so it was great for making snowballs. I don't know how many snowmen I've seen around the area. So it was a great little snow. We needed it. It's nice to have one to have a little fun in, and it's going to go away, but worry not. There might be more on the way. We'll talk about that a little later. But first, it's Monday. You got to get back to school, back to work, back to wherever it is you may be going today. And we're going to help you do that by first showing you what it looks like outside right now. So you don't even have to do that. You don't even have to look out the window right now. We've got the roads clear. Side roads and back roads, still some slick spots here and there, something which it's an expectation at this point. As this stuff melts, it's going to refreeze in areas, so do keep that in mind. But otherwise, we're looking pretty good. Skies are clear. MoDOT camera 20th and range line, again, looks great. Last time we saw you here for the morning news, it did not look great. In fact, we were watching vehicles sliding and all sorts of just crazy stuff last Friday. So considerable improvement. Same from the KDOT camera, 69 East 20th Avenue. Of course, that's just south of Pittsburgh. On to the future track we go for today. Clear skies out there. A west wind at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. We're not tremendously warm. We're still below average. But we're looking at low to mid 30s for most of us. Some upper 30s will be possible down in our southern counties on otherwise sunny skies. Now later this evening and overnight, winds will shift out of the southwest on us, and then they'll eventually shift out of the north as we head into our Tuesday. We're at 16 in Joplin, 14 in Pittsburgh. So again, it's a pretty cold start to the day. Much colder, as you can see by these colors here, up around the KC Metro and points south. And it's just enough that we're getting some of that filtered in on this light northerly breeze that we have this morning. It's bringing some of our temperatures down. We've got mid upper teens and then some low 20s out there. And even with the light northerly breeze, talked about when it's cold enough, doesn't take much wind to make it feel much colder. 2. That's what it feels like in Iola. 4 in Fort Scott. So again, it does feel pretty chilly. We got some single digits and teens out there, so you definitely want to bundle up, especially the kids when they're getting on the bus this morning. They will want to bundle up. Mid-teens. Winds will be calm or at least light and variable out of the north. Skies will be clear. Clear skies will continue into the afternoon. About 34. And again, those west winds around 5 to 10. That's where our highs are headed again. Low to mid 30s. Clear skies out there. We'll have a few clouds overnight. Pretty chilly tonight. And then we're on a brief warming trend through the rest of this week ahead of what could be another round of some kind of wintry weather. Details on all of that coming up here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
Chris, thanks. Well, Joplin first responders battle a fire at a 2-story residence in Joplin Saturday morning. And just before 6 a.m. Saturday, reports of a fire came in for a residence with multiple units on South Connor and Joplin. Joplin Fire, Police, and Mets ambulance responded. No one was located inside the structure. Firefighters were unable to get the flames under control quickly. The Joplin Fire Marshal arrived on scene to initiate an investigation into the fire. And now you can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, and sports with the KOAM Plus TV streaming app. It's available on Amazon Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV Plus, and Roku. The player is also available on our news and weather apps, as well as our website. Watch live streaming anytime, absolutely free. The KOAM Plus TV streaming app. Well, the Main Street Axe Company in Joplin is kicking off its winter axe throwing tournament as part of the World Axe Throwing League. Contestants will throw 4 matches a week for 7 weeks, then compete in a best-of-3 double elimination tournament on the final week. Sunday's discipline was small axe, but contestants will also do big axe and duos.
You don't have to be a professional to do this. We have all skill levels participating in our league. If you want to join next week, we have others that are joining us starting the season next week too. So, but it's a place to have fun, and challenge yourself at a skill to improve on each week.
Main Street Acts also hosts a fall tournament and also competes in the World Knife Throwing League. Well, Zumba and breweries aren't usually two things you think would go together. However, Chaos Brewing Company in Joplin host free weekly Zumba classes and by a licensed Zumba instructor every Sunday in their community space. Now, the free Zumba classes are a way to help keep the community active and build up the Joplin community. The classes are open to everyone, but you do need to be 14 years or older to join. A museum in Humboldt, Kansas is preparing to open its doors and give people a close-up look at nearly 300 different animals. The museum was developed by a foundation run by Max and Carol Rickerson. Animal displays are paired with digital interactive screens with information about different species.
It will drive tourism, and I think the educational part for me and educating kids about wildlife and getting new hunters into the industry. A lot of young people never have their opportunity.
A ribbon cutting will take place this Thursday, January 16th. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Well, JCPenney is joining forces with other clothing stores to form a new company named Catalyst Brands. Plus, at least 24 people are dead in Southern California as deadly wildfires continue to spread. And Chris Warner returns with another look at your Monday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Well, topping Nation Watch this morning. Meta says it is ending its diversity, equity, and inclusion programs known as DEI. A company-wide memo told employees some people believe DEI suggests preferential treatment of certain groups over others. Meta says it will now focus on hiring the most talented people without considering race, gender, or other characteristics. The change comes after pressure from conservative groups and some customers. Critics say it's another example of how Meta is catering to the right since President-elect Trump won November's election. Well, a few years after filing for bankruptcy, JCPenney is hoping to make lots of JC dollars. That's why the 123-year-old department store chain is merging with Spark Group, a company that owns several struggling clothing brands, including Aeropostale, Brooks Brothers, and Forever 21. Now, this partnership will create a new company named Catalyst Brands. Analysts say this combination of clothing stores will likely benefit from cross-marketing, cost reduction, and talent sharing. The all-equity transaction to kick off Catalyst comes with $9 billion in revenue, 60,000 workers, and 1,800 stores. Well, officials in Los Angeles County now say at least 24 people have died in the deadly wildfires that have been burning for nearly a week in Los Angeles and surrounding areas. Weather forecasts predict strong Santa Ana winds will return in the next few hours through Wednesday, with the potential to fan the flames even further. Charlie DeMar has more from Los Angeles.
Firefighters in Southern California are in a race against time to contain the deadly wildfires. The National Weather Service warns that dangerous high winds are expected to return in the coming hours.
These winds, combined with low humidities and low fuel moistures, will keep the fire threat in all of Los Angeles County very high.
As of Sunday, officials said the Palisades fire, the largest, was still less than 20% contained. Residents of the luxury community returned home over the weekend to find their homes reduced to rubble.
It's devastating and numbing, but everybody I've spoken to who's lost their homes, they all want to rebuild.
And not every resident has been able to get back into their home due to National Guard checkpoints that have been set up for safety concerns. This as California's governor has ordered another 1,000 National Guard troops on the ground.
The tragedy has triggered a massive outpouring of donations. Piles of bottled water, clothing, and other necessities took over the parking lot at the Santa Anita racetrack near the Eaton fire.
We were like, let's go help. We have to.
Danny Lee and his 6-year-old son Oliver were among the many volunteers.
Kids and grown-ups are homeless. They don't have anywhere to live.
Officials say hundreds have fled the area to shelters, with tens of thousands of people in LA County still under evacuation orders. Charlie DeMar, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Utility company Southern California Edison says it is cooperating with an investigation into whether its equipment may have sparked the Hearst fire. The company says it doesn't know if a power conductor was down before or during the fire. More than 40,000 people in California are without power this morning, according to the website Find Energy. Fire officials say power may be shut off in fire-prone areas to prevent more blazes. That's a look at some of today's top national stories. Here's Chris with another look at your forecast.
Yeah, we don't have anything on the Skywatch storm tracker, save a few clouds off to our north. We're looking at sunny skies today, but still chilly. We'll have another look at your forecast when we come back.
Well, for one Florida woman, age really is only a number. Gladys Hayes is 1 year away from reaching the Century Club, and she'll likely reach it while holding a golf club. Bailey Smith reports.
Few people can hit a drive like this. Even fewer can do it at 99.
That's the first shot with my driver.
Gladys Hayes just celebrated her 99th birthday, but this athlete's age is no issue.
I played baseball and we had a girls' team. It was fun. I like sports and I'm a good bowler too.
Every week you can find her on the green golfing with her friends.
She bought 2 new clubs and she just went out this past month. She practiced first and then went out and played 3 holes. Can you imagine? I mean, that's just unbelievable.
Golf has always been a big part of Gladys's life, playing at different courses all around the country.
Palm Springs, Florida, and he had a golf cart like a Rolls Royce. Oh, this is in Arizona. We golf wherever we travel.
And she's not one to be underestimated.
She's pretty feisty. If you golf with her and you're in her way, she'll make sure she lets you know to get out of the way.
Living just steps away from the course at Colonial Country Club, she's often out honing her skills.
High five! Thank you.
Yes. What's the best part about being out here?
Great companionship.
It's awesome.
We all support each other on the golf course.
And making friends everywhere she goes.
If you want to have a friend, you have to be one. This is why I have so many friends.
Gladys went all out for her birthday party in December with 162 of her closest friends all there to celebrate her.
We all love her, as you can tell by this party.
She's one of the kindest, nicest people I know. To celebrate 99 years with her is absolutely a blessing.
She plays bridge, she cooks for friends, and she hosts parties. Gladys is an inspiration to everyone who knows her.
She's incredible. If you ever go to her house, you'll see the way she lives. It's a wonderful thing to know her.
She's always been asked what's her secret, but she says it's pretty simple. Friends.
I love you.
I love you.
Dogs.
It wouldn't be a party if I didn't mention Jake, my little pug dog. He was the love of my life.
And of course,
is it good?
Golf.
Okay.
Health experts say seniors should stay as active as possible to maintain muscle strength and balance. Let's check in with Chris for a quick look at the forecast.
Yeah, getting a cold start to the day out there, even some chilly wind chills as well. We will eventually warm up and we'll start to be warmer later this week. Details when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, coming up on 6:21 on this Monday morning, and it is a bit on the cold side out there, and it's going to be chilly again today, but we'll still have sunny skies, so we'll get a little melting done. We'll have west winds about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Again, sunny skies through the afternoon. Temperature still below normal, but eventually making upper 20s, low to mid 30s out there, which means, of course, it'll be chilly tonight. Winds will shift out of the southwest late this evening and overnight, and clouds will slowly increase. So we'll go mostly clear tonight and about partly cloudy to start our Tuesday, and most of our Tuesday will be partly to possibly even mostly cloudy. There'll be a little wave through. Nothing expected precipitation-wise with this wave, but it will eventually bring in north winds at around 5 to 10 miles an hour for our Tuesday. Temperatures similar to what we're expecting today, maybe a little warmer, maybe some upper 30s, maybe even some low 40s out there, and that will repeat again as we head into Wednesday. Partly cloudy skies Tuesday night into Wednesday. We'll start the day Wednesday partly cloudy and eventually clear out and have sunny skies across the area with another round of upper 30s and low 40s. And believe it or not, it's going to get even warmer than that as time goes on. Quick look outside. We've got snow piles out there. Still some snow on the grass, but the roads are looking considerably better this morning. 16 feels like 6. Your clear skies with a northwest breeze at around 7. Got this little Arctic air mass directly to our north. Some of that filtering in with that northerly breeze across the area. So we do have some low to mid-teens, and we have some upper teens. A few 20-degree readings here and there. And you factor in, again, even just a light breeze when it's really cold. Doesn't take a lot to make it feel colder. 3 is what it feels like in Iola. 4 in Fort Scott. 6 Yates Center. So you kind of get the idea. We do have some single digits and low teens for those feels like temperatures. So if you're heading out this morning, kids getting ready to get on the bus, definitely make sure you are bundled up. 17 to start, 26 by 11 a.m. And again, clear skies out there. Sunny into the afternoon. Low to mid 30s for most of us, but some upper 20s possible as well. West winds 5 to 10. Into the evening, clear skies through the evening, temperatures slowly falling, eventually making the mid-20s, and again, maybe some upper teens in our northern counties. Southwest breeze around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Upper 30s, low 40s tomorrow, Wednesday. Then we get into the 50s by Thursday and Friday. You know something's not right because that's a pretty good jump, and that's very mild for this time of year, going well above normal there. So, Mother Nature decides it's time to correct that problem as we head into this upcoming weekend. Now, precipitation chances are low, but we are watching that possibility of some additional wintry weather this weekend. One thing that is for certain as we head into this weekend and next week is those temperatures are going to come right back down again into the 20s and 30s. Let's check your forecast. We're going to send it over to Elise now, who's got Health Watch.
All right, thanks, Chris. Eating more fiber protects your body from infections. A study from the University of Cambridge found eating more vegetables, whole grains, and beans, our body grows more healthy bacteria in the gut and reduces the amount of dangerous bacteria. Now, this could help protect us from everything from E. coli to pneumonia. More men are getting vasectomies after the reversal of Roe v. Wade. A study published in JAMA Network found a third of men getting vasectomies said the Dobbs decision was an important factor in their decision. There's also been a rise in younger men getting the procedure. Well, men are more than 3 times more likely than women to die from traumatic brain injuries. This study by the Taylor and Francis Group found older adults were the most at-risk group for experiencing a TBI, with falling being the biggest risk. Traumatic brain injuries make up a quarter of all injury-related deaths in the U.S. Wheelchairs can cost tens of thousands of dollars, which puts them out of reach for many people who need them. Now, a man in Florida is teaming up with organizations not only providing enormous discounts, but also making custom chairs for specific needs. Christian Benavides has more.
Forward a little bit. For many in the disabled community, Angel Pardo is a man who lives up to his name.
We've been doing custom wheelchairs for the last 40 years. It's all I've done most of my adult life.
It empowers us to be more independent.
Last month, Florida resident Gabriel Vergara, who has muscular dystrophy, received one of his wheelchairs. Pardo and his team build the custom chairs, from monster trucks to superhero themes, with a typical cost of about $40,000, out of reach for most people with disabilities.
It changes their life completely. The people that receive these chairs would otherwise not be getting one.
Vergara's customized wheelchair came at no cost, thanks to a partnership between Pardo's DMR Wheelchairs and the Daryl Gwynn chapter of the Bonnie Conti Fund to Cure Paralysis.
By giving this wheelchair, he was able to, to have this smile on his face, and then now he's hoping to be able to get back into the workforce and continue his rehabilitation. That's priceless.
Vergara says as his disease progresses, he's grateful for his new wheelchair, something he could never afford on his own.
To have a more sense of living, to improve the quality of our life, and to be a more productive member in society.
He's a very deserving person. It was very rewarding to see him get this chair that makes such a difference in his life.
Pardo also gives a year of fittings and maintenance free to all recipients. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
Program partnership and donations, Pardo is able to continue his work. Now to look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, a gym in Joplin hopes to encourage healthy habits for the whole family.
And we got a bit of a cold start once again across the area. It will be cold throughout the day, but warmer weather on the way. Look at that forecast. Get you out the door. It's coming up.
Blesso Winter Market in Neosho has the mission to support local businesses in the community.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:29. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now Monday, January the 13th, and it is cold out there again. We had that snow, of course, Friday. It looked very pretty.
Yes,
I'm sure a lot of folks have enjoyed playing out in that. It is going away.
Yes.
Because it's been slightly warmer. It wasn't too bad yesterday in terms of temperatures.
No,
Like,
it really wasn't.
That's what's been nice.
The sun was out too
exactly.
for a while.
We got just enough snow that it didn't go away like that, but it's been warm enough you can go out and enjoy the snow a little bit, you know. That's the kind of snow I like. I don't like when it's 5 and it snows. It sucks.
Brutal.
But it has not sucked here lately, and it is going to be cold again today, but it will progressively start to warm up. Let's start with a look outside. That way you don't even have to take care of that. You can do everything else you need to do. And this is our camera in downtown Joplin on top of the Cornell Complex. We're looking pretty good so far. Skies are clear. Roads are pretty well clear. Side roads here and there, still some slick spots, but nothing significant across the region. MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line, looking good. And same from the KDOT camera, 69 East 520th Avenue, of course, just south of Pittsburgh. On to the future track we go. We are going to have westerly winds at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. We're looking at sunny skies and temperatures eventually making upper 20s and low to mid 30s, maybe even some upper 30s in some of our southern counties. Otherwise, pretty calm, pretty clear day. Now, late this evening and overnight, winds will begin to shift out of the southwest. That's really about the only thing happening on the future track for us for today, at least. All right, 16 in Joplin, 14 in Pittsburgh, and temperatures across the region. We have this little Arctic air mass right to our north that's kind of filtering in with that northerly breeze, so it's got our temperatures low, mid, and upper teens for most of us. We got a few 20-degree readings in our southern counties, and you factor in even a light north breeze, feels like 3 Iola, 4 in Fort Scott, 6 in Carthage, so you can see we do have some single-digit wind chills out there, and the others into the teens, so a very cold start to the day. So kids getting on that bus this morning will certainly want to bundle up. About 16. Winds should be light and variable out of the north, if not calm, but as we mentioned, when it's really cold, doesn't take much of a breeze to make it feel much colder. Sunny skies out there. Sunny skies into the afternoon, about 34 when that bus brings them home. Again, with that west breeze around 5 to 10 miles an hour. That's where our highs are headed, upper 20s, low to mid 30s with those clear skies. We'll have a few clouds overnight. Winds will begin to shift on us, a little warmer this week, and there may be even some wintry weather toward the end of this week. Details on all that here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. A barber shop in Neosho gave back to their community Saturday by hosting a winter market. Now, their mission is to support local businesses hoping to meet new customers. KOAM's Mitch Adams brings us more details.
Charles's Old School Barbershop in Neosho, Missouri is hoping to encourage shopping local by hosting a winter market. The winter market gave local business owners the opportunity to sell their handmade items with no vendor fee.
So we had bid at an event on some space at the conservatory. It was a charity auction, and we wanted to use that to be able to give back to the community and throw an event that we didn't charge for.
The vendors were required to apply, but not required to pay a fee for their booth. John Michael Kershaw, the barbershop's owner, wanted to give back support to the local businesses that helped his own business grow.
We know not everybody has a storefront, and there's a lot of great local businesses, and we like to see everybody thrive. We started back in September at our barbershop, and when we opened it, the community support was just beyond what we could ever imagine, and it was amazing. So we wanted to be able to do something like that for the rest of the community and for all these great people we know that have helped supported us and all these great businesses that people may not know about.
The main purpose of the winter market is to influence growth in the city of Neosho.
It's just great to be able to see it grow. So any opportunity we can give to people to be able to grow and help build the community that we love and that's helped build our business and make it as great as it's been, we want to be able to give that back. It's nice to see people support it and know that if we want to do something like this in the future, it'll be a good idea. Help bring more support to Neosho. So.
In Neosho, Missouri, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
Live music was provided by the father-daughter duo Eric and Erica French, who are locals of Neosho. Well, Train Gym in Joplin hosted a pop-up shop Saturday as part of their community day. Parents were encouraged to bring their children, who would do a 1-hour workout with the gym's athletic trainers. 3 shops were available for people to shop at, selling items from jewelry to hats.
There's small vendors trying to get their name out. We're a smaller community here trying to get our name out. So us being able to bring in, a jewelry designer to a gym, they really aren't the same in that aspect. But bringing them in, we can kind of hit both fields there.
Pop-ups include Glitz and Glow, Bricks and Bry, and January and James. The Cornell Complex in Joplin hosts an artist talk with Ardith Goodwin with works from her based on her book series, The Predictably Unpredictable Tales from the Land of Ardithian. Over 85 of her paintings are on display in the Cornell Complex until March 1st. Goodwin went over her journey through art and her inspiration for tying art into her writing.
I love sharing the story behind the paintings and the journey that it took for me to get here, because I was formerly a school teacher and I had to go on disability. I've had 28 surgeries and it was soul crushing. But through that shift in my life, it brought me to art, and it was kind of a miracle in the sense of the more I painted, the more my body began to heal.
Now, Goodwin also had an artist reception at the Cornell Complex. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Macy's and Kohl's announces plans to close a portion of their stores this year. And we have a cold and sunny day today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. And Consumer Watch this morning. If you're starting out 2025 with a holiday spending hangover and some fresh credit card debt, it may be time to focus on improving your finances. Ivan Rodriguez is in Atlanta with some tips and tricks to work out your wallet and get fiscally fit.
If your New Year's resolution is to get your finances in better shape, it's going to take a little sweat.
It's a little like working out physically in the gym. You're working out for your finances, so they are in better shape for the activities that you'll be prioritizing and targeting in the future.
Much like staring down the treadmill, overcoming financial hurdles may seem daunting, but Bankrate's Mark Hamrick says it's important to figure out where you are and create a roadmap to get to where you want to go.
Have a budget to know how much money we have to work with. If we need to reduce our expenditures and perhaps get rid of some things that we're paying for that we don't need, we need to do that.
The best way to get started, attacking your debt, typically in one of 2 ways.
Some people like to attack the highest cost debt. Let's say if we have an annual percentage rate of 25% and that's the highest, some people might prefer to attack that first to pay that down and off. Others might say, oh, well, I've got just a couple $100 on this credit card. Let's pay that off right away.
Next, pull back spending by cutting out expenditures you may deem unnecessary, like auto-pay subscription services and meal deliveries. And then focus on saving.
Have a separate account for your savings and then automate the deposits that are going in there with direct deposit. Have it come straight out of your paycheck.
And don't forget about retirement. Putting away a little now can leave you in great financial shape in the future. In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Well, 2 major retailers announced more store closures over the weekend. First, Macy's said it's closing down 66 underperforming stores this year in more than 20 states. Meanwhile, Kohl's says it plans to close 27 stores by April. Both companies say the closures will allow them to focus efforts on the remaining locations in order to boost profits and service. Eli's sequel, Den of Thieves 2 Pantera, topped the domestic weekend box office with more than $15 million. Mufasa, The Lion King, and Sonic the Hedgehog 3 are also still going strong, raking in $13 and $11 million. On the other hand, the Robbie Williams biopic Better Man, which features the British singer as a CGI monkey, did not do so well, opening with just over $1 million in estimated ticket sales. And Arby's is trying to help its customers keep their New Year's resolutions, at least in name only. For just this week, the fast food chain is launching its New Year Same You menu, renaming some of its classic offerings as healthy alternatives. The small curly fries is listed as steamed vegetables, and the double beef and cheddar sandwich as salad with dressing. The company says the new menu takes the pressure off of those held accountable by family and friends for keeping their goals while offering a cheat day. And that's it for Consumer Watch. Here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got ourselves again a cold start out there. Clear skies though. Our camera downtown Joplin on the Cornell complex looking pretty good so far. Do have a light north breeze to just make it feel a little bit colder out there. MoDOT camera 20th in range line, looking back to the west, or to the east rather, and you can see the sun beginning to rise. And the KDOT camera just south of Pittsburgh on 69, also looking pretty good this morning. Got quite a bit of melting done over the weekend. We'll get even more of that done over the next few days. On to the future track for this afternoon. West winds around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Otherwise, clear skies. Temperatures still below normal, but not too terrible. It could be worse, although we saw some pretty good temperatures yesterday across the area. We're looking at going into the upper 20s and low to mid 30s out there. Speaking of temperatures, it is cold right now. 16 in Joplin, 13 in Pittsburgh. We've got this Arctic little piece of Arctic air up around the KC Metro, and that's being pushed in a little with those light northerly winds, keeping us into the low to mid teens and upper teens with a few 20-degree readings out there. Even with that light north breeze, feels like 3 in Fort Scott, 5 in Iola. We've got single-digit wind chills across the northern portions of our area, and the rest of us still feeling pretty much like it is in the teens. So that means kids getting on the bus will want to bundle up. It's going to be about 16, sunny. Winds should be calm or at least light and variable out of the north. And when that bus brings them back, it's going to be west winds, 5 to 10, still sunny, and right around the low to mid-30s for many of us. We'll have another look at your forecast here in just a moment, and we're going to celebrate birthdays and anniversaries. Those are all coming up after the break. But first, here's what's happening on CBS Mornings.
I'm Nate Burleson. Coming up on CBS Mornings, it's Beg Knows America. And David introduces us to a local legend who came out of retirement and returned to the classroom during a teacher shortage. And it's David, so you know there will be an epic surprise. That's coming up on CBS Mornings.
All right, it's time for some Monday birthdays here in the 4 states, and we are going to begin in Stella with Wyatt Howard, celebrating birthday number 9. Says, happy birthday, love Mom, Sean, Bailey, and Caden.
And a happy 15th birthday to Nate Sloniker in Columbus.
And Elijah Morrison celebrating birthday number 16 in Lamar.
And in Jasper, celebrating their 16th birthday, happy birthday to Weston Harris.
And we've got Mose and Phil Beckham celebrating birthdays. So this is a father-son birthday, both in Frontenac, of course, celebrating birthdays number 18 and 45. So talk about a special way to celebrate your day.
Yes, and in Chanute, a happy 56th birthday to Jessica Barker.
And in Crestline, John Hutto celebrating another year wiser. Happy birthday, John.
And one of our very own celebrating a birthday, James Mast, a commercial producer here at KOAM, is celebrating another year wiser as well. Happy birthday, James.
Yes, James is a very cool guy. He and I, we have a lot of things in common, so we'll commonly get caught up in conversation about nothing sometimes, but that's the way to have a good conversation. James, happy birthday. Our list continues with Ronnie Schultz celebrating birthday number 77 today in Joplin. Happy birthday.
And a happy 88th birthday to Janet Wixon in Crestline.
And we've got Julia Yeater in Frontenac celebrating another year wiser. Happy birthday.
And staying in Frontenac, a happy birthday to Julie Engel.
And boy, another birthday in Crestline down south here. Going to Hazel McGrew, celebrating another year wiser. Happy birthday, Hazel.
And happy birthday to Courtney Meredith.
And last but certainly not least, we have Paul Hutsey in Pittsburgh celebrating birthday number 97. Says, happy birthday, Paul. The best is yet to come, with love from all of your family. All right, that is another great list of birthdays and anniversaries. We want every list to be that great. Elise, what should folks do?
Yes, go ahead and submit your birthdays and anniversaries to birthdays at KOAMnewsnow.com. Be sure to include those wonderful photos, messages to meet the deadline that you see there at the bottom of your screen, and to also include the date of your celebration as well.
That's all right, Elise. I just about fell asleep earlier today as well. It's been a little, it's like you said,
I
it's
choked on
weather.
air is what happened.
Okay,
what happened to me.
I'll be honest, I've done that once or twice myself, so I totally understand that there. And if you are going outside, it is going to be cold air that you're going to be involved with because it's still chilly out there. I mean, it's January, it's winter time. It's supposed to do this. It does its thing and, whatever. I'm ready for springtime. Not necessarily summer, mind you, just springtime. Slightly milder temperatures out there. Not going to happen just yet, though. Today, into the afternoon, we go. We are going to be into the upper 20s, low 30s, and that's where our highs are headed. We'll have a west breeze around 5 to 10. Winds shift out of the southwest later this evening into the overnight hours, and clouds will increase a bit overnight. So we're looking at mostly clear skies overnight, and as we head towards sunrise tomorrow, clouds will increase a bit more, and will be partly to mostly cloudy out there. Winds will start to shift out of the north. We got a little wave passing by, no precipitation expected, but brings in some clouds. Temperatures still not too bad, upper 30s and some low 40s by noon tomorrow for many of us. Of course, it'll be chilly again Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, and into Wednesday we go. We're going to start the day partly cloudy, and then clouds will clear, and we're looking at sunny skies as we head later into the afternoon. And another day, it's going to be a mixed bag on these temperatures, but most of us should go back into the upper 30s and even some low 40s as we head to Wednesday afternoon. Right now, though, got a beautiful sunrise. Does that not look absolutely lovely? Doesn't feel absolutely lovely, but it certainly looks that way. 16 in Joplin. Of course, skies are clear. Feels like 6 with a north-northwest breeze at about 7 miles an hour. There's this Arctic air kind of centered almost right over the KC Metro, so we're getting in on parts of that with this light north wind. So we do have some low, mid, and upper teens across the area. Still some 20-degree readings, though, down in our southern counties out there. But then you factor in that light north wind. Feels like 3 in Fort Scott, 5 in Iola is where the wind chill sits. A lot of single digits out there. We got these little patches of cold air here and there, so definitely want to bundle up as you're heading out the door this morning. All right, as you head out the door this morning, it's going to be sunny. It will look nice again, and we're going to get melting done because the sunshine will certainly help with that. 17 to start, 26 by 11 a.m. with those sunny skies, and again a west breeze around 5 to 10. Of course, do be cautious. Most of the roads are clear. Some side streets, back roads are going to be still have some slick spots, especially where we've seen some melting and refreezing over the last couple of days. And that, of course, will include your very own driveway. Something to keep in mind as you're heading out the door as well this morning. We're going to have another full look at your forecast and talk about what we're expecting later this week here in just a moment, as well as the news you need to know. And when we switch over to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., 2 teens in North Dakota are being called heroes for their life-saving actions while they were out snowmobiling.
And here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Just before 6 a.m. Saturday, reports of a fire came in for residents with multiple units on South Connor in Joplin. Firefighters were able to get the flames under control quickly. The Joplin Fire Marshal arrived on the scene to initiate an investigation into the fire. No one was located inside the structure. A museum in Humboldt, Kansas is preparing to open its doors and give people a close-up look at nearly 300 different animals. The museum was developed by a foundation run by Max and Carol Rickerson. Animal displays are paired with digital interactive screens with information about different species. A ribbon cutting will take place this Thursday, January 16th. And Train Gym in Joplin hosted a pop-up shop Saturday as part of their community day. Parents were encouraged to bring their children who would do a 1-hour workout with the gym athletic trainers. 3 shops were available for people to shop at, selling items from jewelry to hats. And that's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
And as you head out the door, grab a coat again. It's going to be cold, and it will not be too terribly warm today, but not too terribly cold either. Upper 20s, low mid 30s, sunny skies, west winds at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Into the evening we go. The clear skies continue. Temperatures gradually falling back down through the 20s, eventually back into the mid 20s overnight tonight. And we'll also have some locations, though, could be back into the upper teens. Few clouds out there. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. As we head into tomorrow, upper 30s, low 40s, upper 30s, low 40s on Wednesday, and then take a look at Thursday and Friday, the 50s. And now we're going above normal, which will be nice, but it'll be brief because it does not take Mother Nature long to correct this minor error on her part with temperatures going too warm for January. We head into the weekend. We're keeping an eye on that possibility of another wave of wintry weather. Now, the chances at this point are low. We're still a few days off, but it's something we'll keep an eye on. The one guarantee is whether we get much in the way of wintry precipitation or not, temperatures expected to drop once again, getting us pretty darn cold as we head into this weekend and the next work week.
It's going to be getting a little bit warmer. That's going to be really nice.
It will be. It'll help clear a lot of stuff out, get things melted just in time for it to possibly do it all over again.
Alrighty. Well, coming up today at noon, we're making bacon cornbread in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
And your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings. With the devastating wildfires in Southern California still burning, it begs the question, are you prepared in case of an emergency? Next on CBS Mornings, hear from an expert to make sure you're ready the next time disaster strikes.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. Now this morning, Brent Malone joins us in the studio with an invitation to the Grove Winter Concert Series.
Plus, a brother and sister fly together for the first time as commercial pilots. Certainly interesting. I remember briefly my sister and I had a job together. We weren't on airplanes by any means.
Right.
But it was very weird.
Working with your sibling
I mean, we
outside of,
weren't
like, the home.
right.
not on
We
tours or
weren't even
something.
in the same area of this particular business, but we were in the same place in the same building, and I'd see her like at lunch and stuff. It was very awkward. I don't know about flying a plane with her, so we'll see how that goes.
With my sister, or fly a plane.
Well, we will we're done. We're done. That's it. We're out. We'll be back tomorrow at 5 a.m.
And we'll see you today at noon.